So, hello. Here we go.
Brian from
Evening.
Louisiana.
Hello, Brian from Louisiana. Take your time, says L. McNesby. Hello, AG.
Oh, familiar names there.
Alison Hamilton. Alison, I have a...
Alison.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
with
have
two
a sister
Ls.
called Alison Hamilton.
With one L.
With one L.
We're sorry.
You would go America. Howdy sailing. Hi there.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Jacob. Okay, anybody got a question?
Okay. Well, should we just launch off? You know what? We have not even talked about how we're going to start this, what we're going to talk about.
That's us.
Well,
We're always prepared.
Yeah, feeling very disorganised. What should we say? Sorry, this is a bad start to the first live. Had an argument.
Okay,
already.
someone's asked,
Oh,
how
yeah,
is Finn doing?
Oh, should we start with what?
Yeah,
okay.
let's start with
let's
Finn. Yeah, let's not talk about that.
And flights.
Yeah, so you may be aware that a bubble has been open between New Zealand and... I'm going to get emotional. Sorry. That's not good in the beginning. So a bubble opened up. Okay, I'm going to go off screen.
Oh, leave it to me. So we had a little bit of a hiccup. So the bubble came up and we made a snap decision to send me back to New Zealand to see Finn and to try and lock in the last remaining income that we have been getting back in New Zealand since this whole novel coronavirus thing kicked in. We've lost a lot of income because I was travelling back to New Zealand and that's ceased. So this bubble was the last chance to save this last little bit of income, probably the remaining 25-30% of our income. Anyway, booked a flight, but actually the real thing was get to see Finn, and booked the flight and was due to fly out not last night, the night before last now, and what night was that? Thursday night, Friday night, and it was a real. Anyways, we were disorganised as usual. And we were throwing bags in the car and racing off to the airport. And Lauren and Fritz's car. Thank you, Lauren and Fritz. Fritz, if you're there, these guys reached out to us and said you can use our car. So we're driving Fritz's car, and we got to the airport and emptying the bags out.
Okay, I'm back.
She's back. and we were told that the flight was cancelled because of the lockdown.
So on Friday, they discovered a person who had flown from Perth to Melbourne and had been in quarantine in Perth, had flown back to Melbourne and had been positive for coronavirus. So literally an hour before Rob was about to fly out, they closed all the flights from Perth to New Zealand.
And we were a little bit
at the airport and
emotional then too. It was amazing how, I was really excited about going back, and I didn't realise quite how excited I was actually until it was shut down, and that was a bit of a moment. But the whole thing is, so Finn's there, we're here, and I don't know.
The real clincher of that whole thing is, that our all our vlogs are so delayed. That it's actually Finn's birthday again, and it's Finn's birthday on Thursday, and Rob would have been there.
Yeah, that's stuck.
I'm going to go again. So we missed his 18th birthday, and we're going to miss his 19th. Oh God, this is going well. So quite emotional about that. Right. Moving. Oh, we haven't plugged in the
sound?
The speaker. Do we sound okay?
Can you hear us?
We were supposed to put in a speaker, we forgot. I think.
Oh yeah. I've got a speaker thing here.
So, anyway. Moving quickly on. So anyway, what is Finn doing? Finn has been amazing.
Oh boy.
He's been amazing.
In the last 2 or 3 weeks, he is just performing.
He's amazing. He's been doing he's now he's rowing out of his skin, and he's just made the New Zealand under 21 team. He's 18, turning 19. This news just in. This week, Finn broke 3 lightweight world records for his age on the erg. His 2,000-metre time of 6 minutes 13 also broke the heavyweight record for his age. So he's doing really well. Now, I don't know if that will improve the sound.
Yeah.
Maybe now we've started, we can't
Actually,
do that.
can I just say, did the sound? You're good.
Has that changed it?
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, it does suck. Yeah. Sound fine. Okay. Paul says the sound is fine.
Okay, I'll just undo that.
Well, sound good? Okay.
Did that sound better?
Actually, which is better? How is the fishing of Lake Rob? Thank you, Al, for that question. No, the fishing's going pretty bad, actually. I did catch a little bluefin, like a 10-kilo bluefin on the way across the bight. Excuse me.
That was very good. His bluefin was very good. We had some.
I made the best fish curry ever.
He did. Actually, I have to say, because
thank you.
Because I'm a very slow editor, and I spend most of my week editing. Rob has stepped up the cooking. He cooked.
Over. Sorry.
Oh dear.
Hello, Rob.
Hi, Rob. Good. Hi. Hello. So many familiar names
Very
coming up.
sorry about that. So it's building up again, Victor. Okay.
I can hear. Great. That's good. Right. We won't
Okay,
plug
so now, Rob, just don't
touch anything.
anything. Thank you, Chris.
All right. So
we are here in Perth, in Fremantle, at the sailing club, and we have sailed across the bight. We set off back in a month or so back.
Yeah, and someone's asked about your
Gold
fishing.
Coast.
You were in the middle of your
Fishing.
bluefin tuna story.
What a beautiful bluefin, and oh man, we had sashimi, and it was just unbelievable. And then I cooked up a wicked curry, as I do, with the remaining tuna.
It was amazing.
It was really good.
As was the sushimi. It was the best ever. Okay, moving swiftly on. That was a great story. Thank you, Robert. So, how long are we going to stay in Australia? Who was that?
So the plan at this stage is there is no plan. The plan is is we are kind of in the unknown because of the whole the work stuff and that. So, but the plan is we're going to go maybe circumnavigate Australia.
Certainly up to Darwin, and then we'll reassess.
And then reassess at that
we
point.
want to go to the Kimberleys. We've heard they're amazing.
So the next 3 to 4 months.
But actually we can't leave. There's nowhere to go unless we go back to New Zealand. So we're kind of stuck in Australia until borders open. So we arrived here November 2019, and we would have left May 2020, and we're still here. And the reason I wasn't flying home to see Finn is because my visa has run out, and I'm now on a bridging visa, and if I leave the country that null and voids my visa, and I don't know whether I can get back in again. I'm not a New Zealand citizen. Rob can come and go as he pleases as a New Zealand citizen.
It's a bit of a faff.
I'm a British citizen.
No, we'll say actually
if you hadn't picked that up from my accent.
We'll say actually some of you may know we're sailing with Zatara and Sunrise, and actually another boat's tagged along occasionally to a slow motion. But the Keith and Renee, I said Sunrise,
okay.
Yeah. And Russ and Margie are planning to head up to Indonesia, Philippines, etc. Now, some of you may know our first plan when we set off was to go up into Asia and up to Cambodia, and hopefully have the kids come and join us to follow Kerry's journey. I did go to Cambodia 10 years ago, making the film Brother Number One, but that may still be a possibility. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we may still consider that, and Keith and Renee did invite us to join them up there. Whether we do that, I'm not sure. It's just play it by ear. Or we'll carry on past Darwin down to the east coast again of Australia, or we could just do a U-turn and head back down the west coast. I will say when we roared across the bight at the southern South Australia, we went across with the weather window, and we didn't muck around. But I must say that southern coastline looked amazing, really amazing.
Someone asked, Andrew Logan asked, did you follow Zatara across the bike? Did we
Oh,
follow
there you go.
them, or did they follow
We followed
us?
them. Actually, we were first.
No, they
to
invited
Medline.
us to come.
Oh, they invited us, yeah.
Yeah, they said they're doing it,
Yeah.
and
Come along.
Come along. So yes, we did follow them, I guess.
We met them in 2019 in Fiji.
Who got there first? I don't know.
We got to Middle Island first.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, but that was we were chasing the whole time.
They got much. We had
faster.
to motor a lot of the way. We actually had a fantastic weather window. We would have liked a little bit more wind, but they've got enormous engines compared to our little ones. And so when the engines went on, we said bye bye.
Rachel, do you script any of your humour, or are you just always that funny?
I am always that funny.
Cheers,
we don't
Rachel
script
has-
anything.
Rachel
We don't
has
script
got a
anything
great
except
sense of
except the voiceovers. Yeah.
Yeah, the voiceovers.
The
all
voiceovers are scripted, and everything else is. We are not very organised, if you haven't already noticed, with our filming,
chaos.
and it's just amazing we have anything to put together at
Rachel
the end of the day.
is such a challenge to go through, and bear in mind she's going through footage now that's 6-7 months old, and she's having to rethink now what happened here and what happened there,
And it's been badly filmed.
and it's been so she has to just bin a lot of it, and so it's very frustrating for you, isn't it, Rachel?
Yeah, and I'm trying to leap ahead. Luckily, I can just pick kind of things that that interest me, and leap ahead in months rather than weeks, and hopefully catch up.
Okay, yes, Graham, we won. So Graham just said, admit you raced Zatara and that you won. And
Well,
yes, we
it's
won.
always a race,
No, we
isn't
didn't.
it?
It's always a race. Like, I tell you, we were having to motor at 2,300. Actually, I spent a lot of time motoring at 2,500 revs. Both engines going for like a whole day at a time, so I wasn't happy doing that. Actually, I don't like working the engines too hard. I can't see how...
I'll
Okay,
watch. I'll
okay.
read them. And you.
Yeah, so, yeah. What was I saying?
I don't know. I just tune out from what we're saying.
It's a regular thing.
That's what being married for 20 years does for you. Yes, dear.
Yeah, what are we talking about? Racing.
I'd love a beer.
Boat. Somebody asked about is the boat up to speed. Look, there's always stuff to be done on the boat. I just did a major little, which I will say too, we met, also parked up here is free range sailing.
Free range sailing. So we've got
Luke,
Troy
and
Pascal.
And
So we've got a line
that's
of us. So
cool.
we're in Fremantle Sailing Club Marina.
Yeah.
At the front is free range sailing, Zatara, us, and SV Sunrise along one little line. It's quite nice. Everybody's got a YouTube channel. That's what you do now. Does Declan want to follow?
So I can't see how you're getting COVID news not having.
I said I'll
land.
read those.
Oh, there is.
Does Declan want to follow in Finn's footsteps and stay in New Zealand for school? Yes and no. Sometimes yes. He obviously misses all his friends, and he misses. So he's 16, and if he was at home, he'd be driving, and he's really annoyed that he hasn't got a driving license, and his friends have got driving licenses and are able to move about freely. But since we've been with Zatara and Jack and Finn, honestly, we don't see them.
No.
They leave in the morning, and they come back way too late in the evening.
Fact,
Occasionally they come back for food, and
yeah.
so they're really enjoying the company of the Zatara boys and Kate as well, and they spend all day at the skate park, so which is good. So they're out and about and they're exercising, and we like that better than sitting on the boat, because it's too much of the time they've got their head in a screen and not doing very much in particular. And that is one of the beauties of sailing with another boat, another family boat, and for us, having the adults to converse with and exercise with. Actually, I've been doing a lot of exercise with Renee and Margie. So.
I'm okay to hear any news, Nutbar. It's okay. I think it's important to keep an open dialogue and open mind. about what's happening in every facet of life. Every facet of life. It's important. I was asked about the boat. The boat, we're doing constant maintenance. Across the bight, we had one engine drop out on us. I talked about engine before. We had our sail drive actually stopped engaging into gear. So we limped along, and in fact we went into an anchorage that was really difficult, in tricky winds, like quite a 20, 25 knot winds, trying to anchor with one engine. In a catamaran, that's not easy to do. Fortunately, we were very experienced helmsman at the wheel, and so I put Declan on the job. And but turned out, we were thinking, we're going to have to haul out, and no, we've just hauled out at Gold Coast and done all the jobs. We did again. I pulled the thing aside, long story short, managed to fix the sail drive. But it was a bit of a drama, but I've still got to do more work on the sail drive here in the marina. I have to pull it out again. The dog clutch, there's a dog clutch thing that goes in and a pin drops out. I dropped out and I have to replace that pin. So that's that little job. We've got another job with the sail track. There's always work to be done on the boat. There's just, the list never stops. And ordering in parts and things to, at the moment I'm waiting for some bearings for our winch. One of our winches, I got Declan to do some maintenance on the winches, and they need a grease up and a clean up, and just to keep them operational. And unfortunately, one of the bearings, it's quite a big bearing. They call them I forget the name of the bearing specific, but fell overboard, and so I'm waiting to get the new bearing at the moment for that. Just little things like that happen, and it's you try and have them happen where you've got access to spare parts if something like that goes, but sometimes you just have to make do.
Somebody asked, and I can't remember who it was, how long have we been liveaboards? We've been liveaboards for almost 3 years, but how long did we take to before we bought our boat? Not long enough, I think. It's a great boat. We love the boat, but we probably didn't take long enough. This was the second boat we saw. I didn't even see the first one. We saw this one. It was a family from Belgium with 3 boys, and they had bought it in the Caribbean and sailed it through the South Pacific and to New Zealand, and we bought it there. Yeah, and yeah.
So
we'd probably take a bit more time next time, but we're not unhappy with this. And is there anything we want to change about it? Well, we've changed most of the things after the lightning strike, all the electrics anyway. There's not actually much that you would change. Is there anything we'd want?
Not really. I mean, we could.
Nice to have a generator sometimes.
Oh, very rarely. I mean, a big screen thingy. What do you call them? A chart plotter. A good chart plotter would be handy, I suppose, but I don't know.
Our charts are all on iPads.
I tell you what, I feel a bit vulnerable. We have 2 iPads as our navigation tools, and that's so we've got one redundancy there. I actually have to say, I feel we should have another iPad or a chart plotter, so we have 3 navigation tools. So that's something that we'll probably look at, actually.
Daniel, hello Daniel from
Daniel.
Mandurah. He says, my girls want to live your life after visiting you. That's so sweet.
This is such a lovely story. We're in a cafe, a really nice cafe. God, what was the name of that cafe? And I was in the queue, and there was this colossal lump of flesh in front of me. He was this huge human being, a man mountain, and I looked that on his calf he had some Māori tattoos, and I said, I'll go and say good day. And I leant around, I walked about 5 minutes around this guy, and I said, hey bro, where are you from? And he said, from Upper Hutt, and
which is in New Zealand.
And that was Dan. Upper Hutt's north of Wellington, and when I say big, he wasn't like big, fatty big, he was just big. Just a big unit.
Baby Thiago is watching. Hello, baby
Thiago! God,
carry on with your story.
Anyway, so we caught up and had a coffee, and he invited him and his 2 daughters to come and have a look at the boat, and gave him a copy of the book, I think. Yeah, I gave a copy of the Naked Row, and we'd been talking about this game called Sequence, and how great it is, and how we'd given it to friends at Christmas. We're going to go get another copy, and he turned up with sequence.
Yay.
This is a good game. We've played it with everyone. All our boaty friends.
Yeah, we were playing it the other night with
played it the other night. So
Renee
thanks,
and
Dan.
Maggie.
It's getting good use.
Rob, we had a girls' night a couple of nights ago, which Rob attended.
I'm
He
sorry.
loves girls' nights.
We had a great night. Anyway, because we play a lot of card games and board games and stuff. We're on Passage and that. And it's great fun, great interactions, great laughs, lots of laughs. We played Categories actually. Renee brought out Categories. That's a cool game too. A lot of laughs. Do you get boat envy? Yes, 2-foot-itis we call it. 2-foot-itis. Ours is 43-foot. I would actually I reckon a 46-foot is about perfect. Get a 46 for perfect. 50-foot would be perfect. No, this is good. Our boat's great. We love our boat.
Someone says, who inspired you to buy Javelin and sail with the boys? Loz and Oz.
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of a long answer to that question. Try and be short on it, but yeah.
Okay.
In some ways, it could have been a long, long time ago. When my sister died, a close friend of hers got in contact and said she remembers me standing in the kitchen. This is probably when I was about 20, saying, "Oh, one day I'd like to go sailing around the Pacific Islands." And I don't remember that at all. But more recent times, when I was in the Canary Islands, I remember before the start of the Atlantic rowing race, I remember sitting in the Finger, like in a marina, and seeing all these yachts and seeing all these kids, and they were sort of jumping between boats, and they were speaking different languages as they jumped across boats. I'm paraphrasing, and I talked to one of the parents. I said, "Yeah, we've been sailing boats with our kids, and they pick up different languages. They meet friends, and they have these broad interactions with lots of different cultures along the way." And I thought, man, that's a great way to bring up children.
Good morning, Sailing Zatara.
Zatara, Zikra, you could probably see our light in the... Oh, we've got a light. We're all lit up here. It's morning and night time, and we've been lit up. Renee just threw this light box at us yesterday. Said $20.
Yeah.
And so we bought it. So we've got light on us. Thank you, Renee. What was I saying? Yeah, anyway.
You were talking about kids jumping.
And then another mate of mine said, "Oh, I'd like to go sailing on a catamaran." And I said, "Catamaran? Really?" I thought they were dodgy. Catamaran, great. Really roomy and fast. Yeah, good. So I started looking at catamarans. Honestly, you get influenced by little things, and then I realised, catamaran.
Cooper Greasley. Hello.
Anyway, so that's the long story short. Well, it's still a long story. Trying to get through this.
So someone says they love Russ and Margie's boat. We love Russ and Margie's boat too.
Yeah, it's amazing.
We're sitting between two beautiful
Rose
catamarans with the
Rose.
Yeah, they're a lot more room. The boys constantly complain that our boat is too small.
It's a Rose though.
Declan and Finn are too tall to comfortably stand in the galley area because it's got quite a low ceiling.
Towards it, tapers
down, and they're both over 6 foot, and so they have to stand like that when they're in that, and they're not in there very often, but when they are, we know about it because they complain. And the boys were 7, 10, and 12 when we bought this boat. They were a lot smaller then. They're a lot bigger now, and that's so. If we'd done a bit of research about these boats, we didn't really notice the height of the ceiling or any of that kind of stuff.
It's the second boat I looked at.
Yeah, second boat we looked at. So maybe we should have looked into that.
We looked at.
That's that.
Creative, love you guys. Creative.
Are we going to do another Bohemian Rhapsody?
You have one in pipeline that.
No, I get ideas.
Yeah.
And then I voice those ideas, and they're met with a lot of groans from the boys. It's not easy to get them.
Kids.
Yeah, they love it once they've done it. Trying to get them to perform, not easy. Yeah. So
lots
sometimes
of ideas,
we have to bribe.
They're quite difficult and time consuming to produce.
Now someone says, "Are you starting Patreon?"
So I don't know if anyone early on in this discussion in the first section of this live stream, I was talking about going back to New Zealand, flying back to try and resuscitate or rescue probably more the last bit of income, probably last sort of 20-30% of our income. Lost a lot of it through the novel coronavirus, and when that appeared, and so It's going to fly back. Flight's fallen over. Anyway, it's kind of inevitable. Yes, we're in a situation where it's got a crossroads where we either drop the pick for the last time and sell up, or we reach out reach out in a way that's.
Graham Pollock says he votes yes for patron. Thank you.
So, and so there's been some needling from several quarters from people like Graham Pollock and his partner Bronwyn, who reached out about 6 months ago and said, "You guys, we are sad people. Graham, you are sad. You watch 50 sailing channels," he says, and we don't support any of them, he said, because we are trying to save ourselves so we can buy a catamaran. They're in the middle of the desert in Australia, helping Aboriginal communities, doing amazing work there. And he said, but we want to support what you guys are doing. We think what you're doing is really great, and but you haven't got any Patreon page. How can we support you? And we went back and forth. He said, "Look, we just don't feel comfortable with it, and it's just feel blah blah blah." The whole story. Anyway, and he said, "Look, I don't care. We want to support you, and we'd like to offer you this sum of money, and it was not an insignificant amount of money to go towards the maintenance of the boat." And so we were like, "Mate, you're saving to get a boat yourself, and you're doing." So we've struck a kind of an informal arrangement. They've got to come join us on the boat. We accepted the offer, and actually that's helped by this camera that's filming this as well at the moment. We lost all our GoPros in one day.
Yeah. We lost two GoPros, and then like a couple of days later, one of our main cameras also stopped working.
And then not long after that, the fourth one, the second G7X, crapped out. So we had to buy a new camera. Thank you, Graham and Bronwyn. It's really humbling actually, and having that sort of, this Dan. Mick, who we met in Mandurah.
So we haven't got Patreon, but we've had lots of people who have done lovely things for us. Rob did a bike ride that's coming up actually to Cape York for a guy just phoned up out of the blue and said, "Hey, do you want to come on a off-road bike ride from Cairns up to Cape York?" And
he'd seen
he's seen how good Rob is on a bike, and
saw my leg opening,
saw how he'd opened up his knee. He thought, "That's the guy we need."
Yeah.
And so we did that, and people have brought us food, and I mean, I'm sorry, I can't remember everybody, but
it's Lauren.
Niall turned up with a big box.
Here's the cool thing. So we meet people along the way, and the kids meet friends, and Dara, who we met in Bustleton, the kids met in Bustleton, befriended Dara, and we invited Dara to join us from Bustleton up to Mandurah. So he spent a week with us, this kid, and the parents, like strangers, take our kid. You can have him for a week. So that was really cool, and Dara was just an absolute bomb, and had a great time. So we enjoy doing that sort of thing. If the kids come on board, we like having, obviously friends of ours come on board as well along the way. And maybe there's something we can do through Patreon or through just direct contact with you guys.
Yeah.
Come and join us on the boat sometime as well. So to answer your question, we are launching. We've just.
Yes.
In fact, yesterday I was doing the final touches on a Patreon page, and it is live now.
Is it?
And yep.
Oh, okay.
So in fact, I was finishing some stuff early this morning.
Honestly, I'm the one who's dragged Rachel's on the Patreon thing.
Yeah.
Are we still?
Didn't want to do it. Yeah.
No, we said, when we get to 2,000 subscribers, we'll do it, and then we're like, it puts a lot of pressure on me. I'm very slow.
So just to be clear,
and
are we still on?
Yeah. So
just to be clear,
I have a real problem putting it up there. So you are not obliged, but it would be wonderful if you did. But please think about yourselves at first.
So I've just put a link on our comments. I don't know if you guys can see the links on the comments.
Where's Ivan? Ivan is sleeping. He doesn't surface before 8 anyway.
Yeah. Oh man, it's early. Yeah. It's
must be
up.
about.
But I've just put a link on
6.
the comment section. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Can you see that?
Yeah, you will be able to see that.
Can anyone tell me?
Yes, of course
can you see that? Okay, of course you can see that. Can you? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we've set up. Just to be clear, you get nothing. No, we've set up that tier thing, and I don't know. There's a lot of there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so you'll see all the things that we have to offer. Not much, I'm afraid. We don't have any merchandise. Maybe we'll look into that as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't sit well with us.
So we'll say something.
It does not sit well with me.
Yeah, there's a thing here though.
Heidi,
I'd love to think that doing this, like any support we get is going towards keeping us doing what we're doing, and I'd like to think that there are people out there that that do get something from it, what we're doing. You know, living vicariously by, or maybe reinforcing a dream.
Yeah, somebody
that one day
just said that.
They
I
will
can't remember who it was.
do it as well. But I reckon there will be people out there
Thank you, Alison.
who do not have the capacity to support us, but
Please
have
don't.
the dream.
Because it's
If you
still
can't,
going out free
don't.
on YouTube.
Just don't do
So,
it. But
yeah.
if you feel you can, then fantastic.
Yeah.
But I guess for those who can't, but still gain.
Oh, I
from
know
it,
what you can do.
You're
You can
contributing
watch-
to that.
You can
That's
watch
what-
the
that's my point.
ads. We make a small amount from the
Oh, yeah.
ads, and the longer you watch them, the more money we make. So if you
Yeah,
can't,
don't worry about that.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's if you wanted
It's an
to
easy way.
if you feel like I really want to help, then watch them for
I'll
30
tell you
seconds.
what, I think an important way to help is to click like on the episode. I think that's quite and make a comment. If you don't want to make a comment, but just clicking like, I think helps.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Click like, make a comment, all of those things.
yeah.
Say to YouTube, wow, these people are really great, and that helps us know.
And I heard a story that the guy Plucky put out on his patrons things at one point, or for his, I don't know, said if you feel like commenting on groups, social groups, going to other and commenting about how great his channel is, I think that helped him quite a lot actually. He's had some pretty amazing dramas though, so he's got and he's rough and wild and raw, which a lot of people like. I do. I don't watch many channels actually. I don't really watch his either. But
Great story.
we watch the Taras though.
We do, and Sunrise.
And Sunrise, yeah. Anyway.
Alison says she would love a Cruising Kiwi shirt. Well, you might have to wait.
Yeah, Chris is working on the logo, Chris.
Yeah.
It's to you, Chris.
Ooh. Okay. Ooh,
Oh.
we have our first. Chris
someone's-
Pollitt is in. He's the first
Chris,
patron. Graham Pollitt.
Graham,
Yeah.
you are already a patron. You don't have to do that.
I know. We just got a little thing saying you were.
Wow.
So we're just trying to.
We gotta, Thank you,
We're
Graham.
going brain dead as we try and
Yeah.
read and talk at the same time.
I'll keep talking about something.
Yeah.
What can I talk about? The boys. So you know the boys are hanging out with.
Thank you to Loz
So,
in Oz. She says we will like, share, comment, and watch the ads, and mention us in many places. That is the best thing. Yeah, great, love that.
Oh, someone asked earlier, by the way, how far behind we were. Zatara's about a month behind. Zatara's about 3 or 4 weeks behind. We're about 6 or 7 months behind. They thought we were.
I think we're going to do a big leap soon.
Yeah, I think
I've just got there's
yeah.
a couple of stories I'd really love to tell where
yeah.
we saw the whole cycle of
Oh,
turtles
yeah.
being mating, being born, and hatching out, and I
Yeah.
just
That was pretty amazing.
that was lovely.
yeah.
So I'd like to do that, and
There's a
Rob's
fantastic.
trip to Cape York.
Oh yeah, Cape York with
and-
Greg and Queensland Bike Adventures.
Some of the diving we did on the Great Barrier Reef, we did
Oh,
from
man.
going from being
Oh.
novices, just newly learned how to dive. We then saw some fantastic places on the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh yeah.
So I'd like to
We
share
had this
those.
we've got this rickety old, I don't know if I can say rickety, but the gear we bought's 20 plus years old off this dive school, and it's hanging in there, but it's like amazing. It's opened up a whole new world to us, and yeah. There's those some great stories. There's I don't know if you know, we lost footage a while back. We managed to recover it at great expense, and we think we may have lost some more footage,
Yes.
and we don't know yet or not.
I haven't had a lot of success with my downloading footage and
we
dropping,
try to duplicate and anyway.
Yeah.
But there's this anchoring scene, Greg, if you're tuning in, you'll know the one we're talking about up at the Whit Sundays, which is absolute classic
Rob.
me. You guys will go, you idiot. It's funny though, and
I know, and I could
incredible.
not find it. It was
yeah.
classic. It was amazing, but it was
How we didn't come to crop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we'll keep that one for you
Richard
later.
Dakins. Hello
Ricardo
there.
Patraci.
But there you go. Oh, look at that. Travelling Wilbury has become a patron. Yay!
Wow.
Thank you.
Hey, I welcome your feedback on the tiers as well, how we're doing. I mean, I'm just starting out. I had to look at 2 different patron sites to get some ideas from. And I haven't really, and Troy and Pascal offered some advice too.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
I really don't know if...
we should probably wrap it up there.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we will, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us. For those in Australia getting out of bed, thank you very much. And everybody in America and the Netherlands I saw, and New Zealand and the rest of Australia. And anywhere that you are.
Yeah.
Whangarei, Neil Jameson from Whangarei. Oh, and I saw someone from the Scottish Highlands. Well done you for making it here. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Kia ora koutou.
we'll see you next
Ka whai.
week.
Are we going to say goodbye now?
Yeah. And Canada.
Oh, Robert Adams.
Where did you play rugby? Oh, one more question. Where did you play rugby? Rob lost his tooth.
Oh.
Here's another thing. We will go into that. Rob and his missing tooth. We have said it in several episodes.
Yeah.
We've talked about it. But so Rob had a tooth knocked out playing rugby in
I was
Whakatane,
playing for Whakatane United. Whakatane's not a rude
New
word.
Zealand.
Whakatane, it's an old joke anyway.
Okay, Chris.
Played for Whakatane United, and I was going in for a try, and Tiger Kimura, who was a big, strong prop forward.
Not Ada Wharawara?
Not Anahira. Anahira used to beat me up at primary school. Anahira Wharawara. She was a lovely soul, but she did beat me up a little bit in fun. And anyway, Tiger Kimura goes into tackle, and he tackles with his fist, and it connects nicely on my tooth. And
Jacko, I'm not going to answer that question, so you don't have to keep putting
Who?
it in. Jacko just keeps putting that.
What's that? So I had a Maryland tooth that was stuck between the two, and it kept falling out. In the end, it just doesn't. I've been booked to get another one, and then the coronavirus appeared, and haven't been able to do that. So I feel a little bit hody-hum with that, but it's a great story.
Yeah. Yes. So anyway, he had his tooth knocked out. You were 19.
Yeah.
19 at the time, and it was fine for something like 30 years.
Yeah, something like that.
The false tooth he had put in there, and
Am I that old? Yeah.
yeah, you
70.
are.
I look pretty good for 79.
And then all of a sudden it started falling out every year, didn't it?
Yeah.
And you'd have to have it
3
put
times
back
a year.
in. And so the last time that it fell out, he was in New Zealand last year, and that was great because he went into the dentist, and the dentist said, "Hey, it's time we made you a new one of these." So he left without his tooth in February last year, and he obviously has not been back to the dentist in New Zealand.
I've actually
since
contacted a dentist guy here in Perth. He hasn't come back to me actually to try and see if I could nail it.
Get a false tooth.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
There's a
He
long palaver.
Well, I'm just saying he looks a lot better when his tooth is in, but for the last year he hasn't had the
Even
tooth
better.
put in. Patron from Texas. Love your channel. Thank you very much, Shane from Texas. Any plans to do another epic row? Well, actually, Rob's been rowing here in
I've
Perth,
been for a couple of rows at the rowing club here.
having not rowed
some
for
of the
about
masters.
a year.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun actually. I was hoping to get Declan to come down and Ivan if they could accommodate the two sort of novice, if they had a learn to row program or something. So we hope to reach out further up the coast as we go as well. I should have done that a bit more earlier, but we've sort of not really done much of that. In terms of ocean row, no. I'd love to. I mean, the focus now is is this boat, of course, but I will say Finn has an opportunity to go to the Olympics. He's meeting Olympic times now for lightweight for the lightweight double scull, and in fact the guy he's got the world record for the lightweight single scull. I think he's got the world record. He's incredibly fast. Did a secret. He reached out to Finn and said, "Would you like to go for a training row in the double?" And yeah, that was amazing. Finn is going so fast for an 18-year-old, 72-kilo whippersnapper. Incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. We're mighty proud of him, and because he's doing times that you were doing.
Yeah, he's almost matched my best ever time, and I was rowing 15 years before I did that time. I mean, I hadn't started rowing when I was Finn's age. I was 19 when I started, and it's incredible. He's a phenomenal, determined little critter.
You're going to stop me off again. Yeah, we are. I'm going to show you. Ooh, recognise this guy? He does. We used to change him in every video, but that got a bit difficult. This is our little emblem, Kiwi. So maybe we'll make a t-shirt with him on it or something like that. Yeah,
he's great.
Yeah.
He's a big hit on the boat.
He's a big hit with children.
Yeah.
So we should have put him behind us. There we go. He can sit there.
Okay, shall we wind it up?
He's a Kiwi. They eat anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob is. Yeah. Oh God, Rob. Robin is eating, and he likes to get everybody involved. He thinks everyone's got a stomach like his.
Just had a question about the lightning strike. Have we done anything since then to try and prevent? And there's so much debate about what to do, what not to do. If there was an answer, everyone would be doing it. Short answer is we've done nothing. One of the things that interested me most, I suppose, was a sort of a bird's nest trinket you can attach to the top of the mast. That's, in theory, disperses the electricity if it hits the mast. And then the other thing is tie a copper cable to the side stone, put that down into the water. Any of those things potentially could actually attract more attention from the lightning, though. That's the argument. Why do you do one thing, it's actually going to do the other. So I don't know. I mean, it's...
Sorry, Tekla has asked a couple of times, how did you learn art, Rachel? I wouldn't say I learned art at all. I have just done a few things. I did art at school, that's about it, and I'm good at copying. I'm not good at
Rachel says she's not creative, but she creates these episodes, it's like...
I look at what other people can do. I emulate that, but I'm not... Yeah. I just do.
Everything people do, creativity is an interesting thing. It's a mix of a whole lot of inputs, someone's ideas from one thing, and then an opinion and advice and stuff, and then out pops another thing, and that's your thing that you've created from a whole lot of stuff. And I think it's important to... you're very creative, and
I just have little ideas every now and then, and so I started doing the drawing the maps instead of having the one. It's usually an avionics map we use, and to show where we're going. And I just did a couple of those, and actually it was Keith on Sailing Zatara who said, "Oh, that's quite a good thing. You should keep doing that." So I kept doing it until I got bored with that, and then sometimes when we don't have the footage I would like, I do a little illustration to kind of cover what's missing. So I just kind of fell into it. I'm not an artist. Well, Rachel plus art equals merch. I don't think anybody would want to wear anything I draw, but yeah, I do like doing the little illustrations. They're quite fun, and I just do them. If you could see the Hody Hum setup when I'm doing it, to get the camera to sit over the picture, you would laugh. So.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm feeling we're boring now.
I feel that, yeah. So we've done 40 minutes there, people.
Yeah.
So yes, we're continuing around Australia. We're going to the Abrolhos. Someone asked us that. Yes, we're going to the Abrolhos. We're looking forward to that. So we'll go up the west coast, Abrolhos, Broome, Kimberley's, over to Darwin, and then from Darwin we will have to think about things, which way we go.
Reassess.
Because I'm not sure that the border into Indonesia's open, so we'll
I
have
think
to.
you can get it, apply for exemptions. Anyways, the Taras probably have a guts full of us by then. They'll be happy if we carry on and go back to the East Coast. We'll see how the boys might have had a guts full of each other. Who knows?
Yeah.
I doubt it's that, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. As I said before, I was going to go and get the boys and drag them out of bed, but they will not be happy. So I'll just leave them where they are, and we'll round it up and say thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for everybody who leaves a comment and likes the page. That all really, really, really helps us. And stay tuned for more Cruising Kiwis.
Yeah, thank you very much. You guys rock.
Bye.
See you later.
If you enjoyed this episode, please comment, give us a thumbs up, and best of all, share it. It helps us heaps.